Hello, everyone. Welcome to the City of Healing, where the city resides within. This is your sister, Sinette and Angela. Wanted to come forth this rainy afternoon and just do a brief share. As we know, so much is going on in the world, so much can be discussed. It's very difficult to just culminate them into one simple, brief video, but I will do a brief share. I wanted to just emphasize the importance of mouth care. At one point, we did not emphasize it as much as as we do now, and that we have come as evidence based in science and medicine and hospitals that mouth care can be the root cause of many diseases, especially infections, particularly pneumonia, viral and bacterial, etc., etc. The health of your gums, your teeth, your oral care can basically even affect your heart health. So, talking about mouth care, on this YouTube channel with my students, I emphasize to them a lot. And, I don't know if any of my students still watch my videos or not, but we emphasized and we talked about, and I had them doing mouth care, especially with patients that weren't able to do it, and also encouraging them, giving patients toothbrush, oral care things. You'll be surprised as much that we have to do in a hospital setting. Mouth care is not basically given as much attention as we should. So doing the mouth swabs, especially at night, is so very, very important, because when you go to sleep, so many microbes develop in your mouth, and you swallow it and you aspirate it and you absorb it. It can cause all kinds of disease and illnesses. So yes, I did have my students, brushing patients' mouths, swabbing their mouths out, brushing their tongues, looking at teeth, looking at gums, gargling. Is so very, very important when you wake up, when you go to bed. So very, very important. So I wanted to emphasize that also in this video, because in the world and society that we live in on now, that's full of microbes and disease causing bacteria and viruses as we continue to progress, and hopefully somehow realize that we have to develop our own immune systems naturally to fight off disease if certain situations or medicines that are created are supposed to. Why aren't humans able to do that now? And one cause is mouth oral care, because we absorb what we eat. It's not what we eat, it's what we absorb. And one way that we absorb nutrients or acquire disease is through the mouth. What we put in our mouth matters, and what stays in our mouth matters. And if we're not doing proper oral care, and that does not mean whitening your teeth, that's nothing that I emphasize or even do myself. But basically, I like to use natural means. I joke about it a lot. People in high school used to ask me, "How do you get your teeth so white?" I was like, my grandmother made us wash our mouth out with soap. And that's literally, she made a homemade soap, and we brushed our teeth with it. And I especially did that as well. We brushed our teeth with baking soda, also salt, and this soap that she used to make. And sometimes she used to buy Crest, but not that much. We didn't use that as much. And we grew up on well water, so it didn't have the fluoride in it. So mouth care, even though we didn't have the means as to what other people had, we still paid a lot of attention to oral care. And the way that I want to emphasize the importance, as I mentioned, because it's the cause of a lot of disease, also a lot of cause to bacterial and viral infections, because of the care that we give to our gums and to our teeth, and what we put in our mouths, and don't make sure that the proper hygiene is given to it. So a lot of hospital acquired pneumonia and infections are through the mouth. So yes, I stayed on my students and drilled into them. When we first get in, they are hands-on. You are doing mouth care or you are encouraging mouth care. So that's very important, even in today's world. When you go to bed, you don't go to bed without brushing your teeth, using an antiseptic. Listerine is very good, or you can make your own concoctions with baking soda, hydrogen peroxide, and even povidone iodine. Some people call it betadine. But you wash, you gargle, and you take care of your mouth, because a lot of disease can be acquired through the mouth. I can't emphasize that enough. So if you didn't know about it, or if this is a reminder, let this be your reminder to make sure that you're emphasizing great mouth care, especially when you go to bed and when you wake up in the morning. It seems like simple and most people know that, but they don't. I can attest to that. Even I did my own little survey, when I was in hospital. A lot of people do not gargle before they go to bed. They just do that because when they wake up, because they want to have fresh breath throughout the day. But you really need to do it at night before you go to bed, because it's evident that we don't do enough brushing and flossing to get rid of all the things that we eat or drink throughout the day in our mouths. So just wanted to emphasize that. Also, I wanted to talk about herbs. As we know, the herbs will be the healing of the nations. As I mentioned before, nature always wins. Everything was made from nature. Even the most evil of disease, even the most popular inventions were a replica of something from nature. Birds, airplanes. I can go on and on and on about what we have learned from nature. But the herbs are for the healing of the nations. I'm not talking about marijuana. I don't do marijuana, not saying nobody else should, but I wanted to emphasize that. But herbs are very powerful, and a lot of medications that we have now are derived from or replicated from herbs. So I want to emphasize that herbs are medicines, and we need to be cautious of the type of herbs that we put inside of our bodies, especially if we take in modern day Western medicine, because you could be double dosing. You could be enhancing that medicine that you're taking. I've seen it before where someone was taking a certain herb and they stopped their medicine, but they did not stop this particular herb, and they had a lot of bleeding post-surgery because this particular herb is an anti-inflammatory. So anti-inflammatories can enhance bleeding. So caution to that. One of my, I wouldn't say favorite herbs, but a very potent herb is black seed oil. And I won't mention the name, not that I have before, but I'm not going to mention it today, about a very potent herb that I really like, and that is black seed oil. And this particular black seed oil is from Ethiopia, and it's more than 4% amiquinone. And this herb is very anti-inflammatory, is antiseptic, it helps with many diseases. They say cure everything except for death. If you haven't heard about it, look it up, but I want to caution anyone against taking it, because this particular brand or some particular brands of black seed oil are so potent that it can actually be an adverse reaction. Some people can have allergic reactions to it, and it can burn your throat. It can cause a lot of GI or gastrointestinal upset. Myself, I can take it on an empty stomach with some orange juice, and it doesn't bother me because I don't have any type of GI issues or anything like that. So, but sometimes I'm like, wow, that's so potent. But if you do take it, you may want to chase it with some people chase it with honey, juice, you know, it's kind of acidic itself, orange juice that is. So you really have to be careful with that. But black seed oil, especially during these times, like I said before, I don't take any type of herb or tea or medicine. And I don't, not on any medicine, but any type of herb or tea on a regular basis is more intuitive or what I feel that I may need. But this is the time of season that we do need a little black seed oil in our lives. So that's an FYI or a hint that to start, your regimen of black seed oil, especially a very strong non-GMO, good representative of black seed oil. Do your own research. All you have to do is like Google the best and most potent black seed oil, and it'll come up. And like I say, you want more than 3% amiquinone in your curcumin seed from they sell them in different parts of Africa and different other places, but this particular blend, they blend it and make it in Texas. So it's made in the USA, but the seed is transported from Ethiopia because we don't really grow those seeds around here because we don't have the seasonal rain, the seasonal or the appropriate sun for it on a consistent basis. So there's something to think about, oral care, how important it is, especially during these times, to make sure that you are giving yourself appropriate oral care, especially before you go to bed and when you wake up in the morning. I know that's kind of elementary, but it's very important to mention. And also, about the caution against taking herbs. There could be some adverse reactions. You have to know your body. This isn't no type of medical advice. It's just information. Use it to your advantage. Talk to your provider about it. And just know yourself, know thyself, know your body, know herbs, know your medicine, and make the best decisions for you. Like I said before, the city resides within. It's your perception, it's your reality, it's what you decide is best for you. Anyway, thanks for visiting the city, and I hope that you all have a beautiful rest of your day. Take care.